There we are. Yay! We have liftoff. Hey there. Um, I am so glad you're here. Welcome to the last Stealthy Aging Secrets live stream in this month's series, Movement. Now, when I began the movement series at the beginning of April, I confessed that I am a recovering fitness slacker. Uh, while I have had seasons in my life where I've been physically active, consistently physically active and fit, those seasons, if I'm perfectly honest, have been overshadowed by an equal number of seasons or more of sloth-like inactivity. But the evidence is abundantly clear. Those of us who engage in regular physical activity consistently have the best outcomes as we age. Our chances of being physically and mentally independent longer dramatically improve compared to those of us who do not engage in regular physical activity. So since I intend to be a fit and active centenarian, and I mean, it happens. So why not for me? It's important to me to add different types of movement into my daily life. I am certified holistic coach Susan Murray, the founder of Stealthy Aging Holistic Coaching. And today I'm sharing some of the recent research that has helped me move from fitness slacker to recovering fitness slacker. Now, look, I do not hide the fact that being physically active every day is something I have to force myself to do. And I do it because I feel better when I do. And the research is so compelling. So whenever I'm feeling like slacking off, I find a study that ignites me. The research that excites and ignites me right now is are studies that show that when we exercise at least 80% of our maximum heart rate, and which is a very vigorous pace. And remember, our maximum heart rate is calculated by subtracting your age from 220. And that gives you a fair approximation of what your maximum heart rate would be. So for me, at 60, my maximum heart rate is 160. So 80% of your maximum heart rate is very vigorous. It would be considered high intensity, or even if you go over that, more of a sprint intensity. And studies are showing, they're coming out with some sexy titles, but only seconds, like 4 seconds of this sprint intensity exercise can offer the benefits of much longer moderate intensity workouts. There's some wiggle room in there, and we'll get to that. But nevertheless, these high intensity workouts, they are showing that can benefit those of us in our 50s and 60s, and that we will see improvements in cardiovascular health, cardiorespiratory function. Some studies are even showing improvements in muscle density, blood sugar, and blood pressure regulation, and a host of other things as well. Now, these results can be seen in people between 50 and 70 who were not physically active prior to the study. So some of these studies, for example, if you remember the Tabata craze, Dr. or Mr. Tabata. I don't remember his first name, but his last name is Tabata. And he developed a type of high intensity interval training. But his studies were on world-class athletes who were working at 170%, not 80 or 90%, but 170% of their maximum heart rate. And so the studies that are coming out now are using non-athletes, people who typically don't exercise, who are between 50 and 70 years old. And they are finding that even with the smallest amount of exercise, that they are seeing these improvements, which is a great reminder that it is never too late to start adding vigorous movement into our lives. The second bit of research that I find very promising is the concept of exercise snacking. No, it is not Olympic level potato chip eating. It is the idea of breaking up maybe a longer workout, a more moderate intensity workout, and breaking it up into very small 2-minute or less, very, very vigorous workouts sprinkled throughout the day. And I think the beauty of these, the possibility of these exercises working, is that this is a way to our regular daily lives. It is really a holistic lifestyle paradigm to feel like you can dispense with the spandex and the machinery. I mean, if you like that stuff, go for it. But for those of us who really don't enjoy public perspiration and want to work out at home, the possibility of this kind of workout, meaning working at your high intensity level and breaking it up throughout the day, peppering your day with these little breaks and snacks of activity, is really exciting. So not only are we shortening the overall time spent in formal exercise, which especially for those of us who are reluctant to do that in the first place, it makes the concept of a formal exercise program more realistic. It makes it more appealing and doable. But we're integrating it into the day, which means that it's just so much more functional. Now, while some studies may use specific equipment, for example, one study used a type of stationary bike with a very heavy flywheel, and that's the one that I share with you in the links. Yeah, somewhere above or below, wherever it appears, wherever you're watching, in the description. And that was using subjects who were between the ages of 50 and 68 and who did not have a formal exercise practice. And that is the one that they found that as much as 4 seconds of very high intensity pedaling on that bike gave benefits. The author of that study has said, and you'll read that in one of the articles that I posted, has said that in reality, the concept translates across ages and across fitness levels and across types of activity, that we don't need to have the expensive equipment. We don't have to do jarring exercise, jumping and a lot of jarring, but we can do these kinds of things at home. So in fact, one link that I'm sharing is one of my favorite high intensity workouts. It's called the nitric oxide dump. You may have seen it around the web. This is a zero impact workout that once you reach the recommended 20 repetitions of each of the 4 movements, that it will take about 4 minutes. Now, this workout uses only 4 movements, but it works 16 different muscles. And nitric oxide, by the way, is a natural molecule that we have in our bodies. And when we do any kind of very high intensity workout, we release that nitric oxide. And what it does is it opens up our blood vessels, and it helps feed our muscles so that we can get good muscle density from this type of workout. So the video has you, in the link, the video has you doing only 10 repetitions to start. Ultimately, you'll want to do 20, and 10 reps may be too much for you to start off. And if that's the way it is, try 5. And the important point of it is to start making it a habit, something that you can do and are willing to do and manage to do every day. And taking it slowly, you can slowly build up. And it is also important to do this as vigorously, as fast as you can. So let's see. I like that this workout is completely zero impact. So you're working your whole body and really getting your heart rate cranking without all of the jumping and the pressure on the joints. There is a free fitness app called Fit On, and I also leave the link in the description, that and it really is free. There is a paid part of it, but there are so many free offerings on there. I don't think you would need the paid subscription, but you can do a search and find short, high intensity workouts that you can try and add into your routine. As always, get this cleared by your healthcare practitioner before you take on any new exercise routine, especially something that is going to have you working at the high end of your maximum heart rate. And finally, look, we want to make wellness practices sustainable habits. I mean, that's the only way to succeed with all of this stuff. So the key is consistency and taking it very slowly and breaking things down into achievable bits and building up slowly over time. Otherwise, it is so easy to burn out. I know whereof I speak. It is easy to burn out and give up. You're better than that. You deserve better than that. So instead of taking on something like this full bore right away, if you do not currently have a committed, consistent exercise practice, try some of the things that I've put in the links, but break it down into things that you can do and have success with, and then gradually add on to that. I cannot express this strongly enough, how important this is, to be able to take it in baby steps, make the doing of it the important thing, not achieving, this beach body. Make the doing of it the important thing. So let me check my notes here. Well, yes, my Habits That Stick kit can help you make these habits stick. And in fact, it is the link for getting that habit that's free, completely free, Habits That Stick kit. It comes to you in 3 different emails. They're free downloads. And I have that pinned in my Facebook page, the Stealthy Aging Holistic Coaching Facebook page. And I think I've covered what I was hoping to cover. So that's it for the month of April and for movement. And in May, we have um, a new theme. So stick around and find out what that's going to be. Until then, wishing you well.